and welcome to Let's Get Cooking, Healthy and Delicious, Episode 2. I'm Daniella, your dietitian, and today we're going to be talking about bone health and osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a disease that's categorized by low bone mass and a deterioration of bone tissue. This can lead to an increased risk of fracture. And nutrition and exercise play a really important role in optimizing bone health. Let's talk about nutrition first. Calcium plays a very important role in preventing osteoporosis. If you have healthy bones, adequate calcium intake on a daily basis is necessary to maintain that bone health. Like many nutrients, calcium is absorbed much less effectively as we get older. Studies of older adults show that adequate calcium intake can slow bone loss and reduce the risk of fracture. So how much do we need? We are going to aim for 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day if you're over the age of 50. To reach these amounts, it's recommended to get 3 servings of calcium-rich food every day. If you're sensitive to dairy or you prefer to avoid it, there are many other sources of calcium to choose from. It's not possible for you to get enough calcium through diet all the time, and sometimes we need a supplement. It's important to speak to your doctor if this is the case, and know that any supplement can have side effects. If you're not sure how much you're currently getting, try the calcium counter at the link below. This website, on the osteoporosis.ca website, this link can be used at any time. You simply enter what you're eating in a typical day, and it will come up with how much calcium you're consuming. See how far off you are from 1,200 milligrams, and if you could benefit from a supplement. You can get too much calcium from a supplement, so always check with your physician or your healthcare professional if there is even a need for a supplement. Vitamin D, also known as the sunshine vitamin, is also important for good bone health. It helps the calcium with absorption and helps keep our bones strong. In Canada, we simply don't get enough of this vitamin that's also known as the sunshine vitamin. Your skin's ability to make vitamin D also decreases as we age. And there are very few sources of food that give us vitamin D. So, Osteoporosis Canada recommends routine vitamin D supplementation for Canadian adults year-round. And over the age of 50, we are recommended to have 800 to 2,000 international units a day. Try and look for a vitamin D supplement that is D3. That's one that's best absorbed. Other ways to get calcium are shown here. You can get firm or extra firm tofu, navy beans, baked beans, almonds, sesame seeds, broccoli, figs, and then of course milk, yogurt, and cheese. You can also add a fortified milk alternative like a soy milk or an oat milk. Just remember to shake it really, really well before you pour it. Otherwise all the calcium sits on the bottom of the Tetra Pak and you don't get any. You can add grated cheese to vegetables, eggs, and soups to add more calcium to your diet. Last but not least, exercise is a really important step towards protecting your bones. It helps protect your spine, it slows the rate of bone loss, and it builds muscle strength, which can prevent falls. Always speak to your doctor when you're starting something new or to an expert to avoid injury. And now let's get started with our simple smoothie recipe. Make our simple smoothie. What I did is I combined frozen fruit. So I combined the frozen banana, the frozen berries, the oats, and the almonds in a plastic container, as you just saw. And I'm now ready to put this into the smoothie. So I took this out of the freezer. It's been sitting in the freezer for a couple of days, and it's all ready to go. If you're time crunched, this is wonderful. It's a step that you don't have to go through, and you can just dump the frozen mix into the blender. And then all I have to add to this recipe is my 1 cup of milk of choice. So I'm using a 2% lactose-free milk. Again, you can use any milk of choice. And I'm going to pour 1 cup of milk into my blender. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt. You can get any percent milk fat, so you can get a 0%, 2%. Plain is wonderful because it doesn't have any added sugar. So you really want to look out for the word plain on your label so that you don't get the added sugar. And I'm going to take 2 tablespoons. This is my 2 tablespoon measurement, and I'm going to simply dump that into the smoothie. So everything is in here now, and it's just ready to be blended. Now that I have my delicious smoothie blended for about 1 minute, I'm going to pour it into a glass. Isn't that beautiful purple color pretty? That's from the beautiful wild blueberries that were in my smoothie. I'm going to simply put a straw in, and the smoothie is ready to be served. Simple, easy, and nutritious. Remember, we have milk, we have yogurt, we have calcium from the almonds, and so this is a wonderful calcium-rich snack or meal that's easy and nutritious. Enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed that delicious smoothie filled with calcium and vitamins. A couple of tips for you. When bananas get too ripe, don't throw them out. Peel the bananas and freeze the peeled bananas in a freezer-safe container in the freezer. They are great to put in smoothies or to use for baking. You can pre-pack a few bags or containers of the smoothie prep pack. Do it ahead of time so that you've got it in the freezer for those days when you simply don't feel like making a meal or don't have much of an appetite. Smoothies are wonderful if you don't have much of an appetite or if you're feeling nauseous. Please remember to shake plant-based milks really well before you pour it. If you don't shake them, remember all the calcium sits on the bottom of the Tetra Pak and you don't get the benefits of most of it. If you are having diarrhea, lactose-free milk is a great alternative, or a plant-based milk. So there's no need to avoid getting the milk in or getting the calcium in if that's the case. Frozen fruit is wonderful if it's not fresh in season. It's also much more economical and affordable, and sometimes more nutritious than the fresh because all the nutrients are locked in. So always have a bag of frozen veggies and fruit in your freezer. They also make really good ice packs. If you can't finish the smoothie, just put it in the fridge to keep it cold and fresh, and just take a few small sips throughout the day or keep it for the next day. A reminder to never put raw eggs into a smoothie, as you run the risk of developing a salmonella poisoning. I hope you've enjoyed today's session. Let's get cooking and healthy delicious. That was part 2, and I look forward to next time. Wishing you a day filled with healthy eating.